But today could mark a major turning point in a high-profile Montgomery County murder case. A judge will decide whether Catherine Hoggle can pursue an insanity defense. She's accused of killing her two children back in 2014. Our Marcella Robertson joins us outside the courthouse in Rockville with more on what's at stake here. Marcella, this is a case that has gripped the region. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Simone. It certainly has. It has gripped this region for more than a decade. And later this morning, a judge is expected to decide whether Catherine Hoggle can essentially use an insanity defense in this case. Prosecutors have challenged this. They have pushed back, saying that defense attorneys waited too long to file this, and that has really been at the center of a very heated courtroom debate that we saw play out last week. A little bit more background about how we got here. Hoggle is accused of killing her two children, Sarah and Jacob, 12 years ago. Their bodies have never been found. She never stood trial because of an incompetency ruling, but last year, after a decade, a judge ruled she was finally competent. A trial date was set for this coming October, and as far as last week's heated courtroom argument, defense attorneys, they had 15 days to file a plea when they took over this case, which they did, not guilty. But last month, they entered this not criminally responsible plea, which is essentially the same as an insanity plea here in Maryland. Prosecutors argue they waited too long. This was arguing that this is just a delay tactic to put that October trial date in jeopardy. Defense attorneys, though, they argue that their filing decision was delayed because the state's attorney's office has been slow to hand over some of the key evidence in this case. Ultimately, though, a judge wanted a week to review this request, and that brings us to today's hearing. Of course, we know that this is a case that has dragged on for about 12 years at this point, and depending on what comes out of today's hearing, it could potentially go on for even longer. That court hearing is set for 9:30 this morning. We will be inside that courtroom, and we'll bring you the judge's decision. Back to you.
I think of this as one of the most closely watched criminal cases in the entire DMV. I also think of the father in this case, who we've spoke with on many occasions, and he has been a tireless advocate for trying to find his children, trying to find out what happened to those children, and hopefully we can get one step closer to answers and accountability in this case. Marcella Robertson reporting for us this morning. Thank you.